Hey, everybody, you're going to want to listen all the way through this episode because it's good, but also because we'll find out just exactly what radical acceptance means and the giant that explains it to us.
You're also going to find out just how magical Mariah Carey's brand new album is and just how much she loves my fave, Janet Jackson.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another trip down 90s lane. Kel, how are you?
I am fantabulous. Thank you.
Well, it's a trip down 90s lane, but with a real tug toward the now, hence the name of our show. We have got a lot to discuss, not the least of which is a brand new album from Mariah Carey. I will tell you that we've got some honest perspective from post-Affleck J-Lo, also from Madonna, about where they are in their lives and why. Kelly's trivia, of course, will deliver a mental punch that you really didn't think you needed. But once you get it, you'll be like, yeah, I could take another one of those, which is good because there's two questions coming your way. Your 90s rewind will go to the sweet spot in our favorite decade to around this time in 1994. And, well, there's more, of course, but the wait is over for Mariah's album. So let's start there, Kel.
I am gleeful.
Yeah,
I am gleeful.
So good. Come on.
Sharon, do you want to start? Like you give your thoughts and I'll give mine.
My thoughts were that I just love the way Mariah is exactly where she needs to be in her life. It seems like to me, She seems all in on the diva. She gets it. If there's any joke about it, she's making the joke. Do you know what I mean? But there's no joke when it comes to the level of talent and skill that Mariah Carey has when it comes to making music. And the fact that she's teamed up with Anderson .Paak in more ways than one, certainly heard in a silk sonic way throughout the album. But not to say that she's given anything up. I just think that you can hear the influence of that smooth, slick Anderson .Paak touch. There were certainly some standouts. But for me, I think Type Dangerous, to have started with that months ago, as we did at the beginning of summer, like everything is measured against that for me. And everything measured up.
Yeah.
Like start to finish.
No skips, Sharon.
No, none.
None. Zero. Like, and I can't tell you the last time I had that on an album. Probably a Janet album. No skips. And I love that there is it's like old school R&B in a 2025 jacket.
Yeah, totally.
And then funk and the disco and I said this on the air on my show. She's like, we all know how dangerous Mariah Carey is with a pen.
Yeah.
But in the best way possible. She's so great with her lyricism and all the music. It just flows and yeah, as mentioned, no skips from the first track right through the end. It's fantabulous. And I love standout tracks for me are I Won't Allow It. I love that song. That song. I still love Type Dangerous. I really love the one where she has the Clark feature, a sisters feature, the Jesus I
really
Do.
Good too. Yep.
Such a great song. And the ballads, and Here for It All, it's like a 6-minute extravaganza that then shifts gears halfway through. It's I don't know. And she has having Kalani on there and Anderson .Paak. She just, I don't know. She's literally killed it. And just like you said, she is here for it all. And she's orchestrating it all. And I'm so proud of her for doing what other artists are not doing as much these days. She's literally doing every interview possible. She's having fun. She's going on every show. I've seen her on, I don't know if you saw the thing that just came out where she did this little podcast thing or whatever, where they had headphones on her and they made her guess what song she was listening to. And so the first song they played for her, I believe, was If from Janet. And so they're like, who is that? And she's like, Janet. She's like, who doesn't love Janet? That's so good. And I just love that because she, being the quote unquote diva, she literally be like, no, I'm not doing anything. I might do the Tonight Show. I might do whatever. She's literally been on every platform in every show. She's been on different continents and she seems to be having the best time. And I love that she knows it's still important for her to do that. It's great.
Well, that's what's neat about the pairing of her with someone like Anderson .Paak, who is 13 years younger than her. that she knows of which she sings. She knows that influence because she was there for it, right? She
Hmm.
growing up heard that music. So for him to be such a solid conduit of that style of music and be just that much younger, he gets it, she gets it. The album is titled perfectly
Hmm.
To Be Here for It All,
Hmm.
because they really sound like they are. For me, when she takes on a cover, when she doesn't write the song and she takes on a cover like My Love
Hmm.
on this song, I have to imagine that she not only got a stamp of approval from Paul McCartney without having heard it, because I think that he would respect the artistry that she has always delivered, but she respects the original so beautifully
Hmm.
that I can't imagine he didn't, call her right up and say, well done,
Yeah.
because it's so good. Similar to the way she did Without You, the Harry Nilsson song, or um, one that she did with Luther, Endless Love.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Those
yeah.
covers over the course of her career have really, for me, indicated that she knows where she's come from. She knows what she was raised on musically,
Hmm.
and she respects that. But the fact that she is the artist that she is, there's no question she would have been able to take a song like My Love on and knock it out of the park, which she totally did.
Yeah.
Um, I loved,
Do you love the I Won't Allow It song?
yeah,
To me, it's like a 2025 Make It Happen, but
yeah.
like obviously different messaging, but you know what I mean? Like in vibe kind of wise,
Hmm.
it's yeah.
It's such an easy to listen to album. And when it comes to albums, they're not long. So for anybody
Yeah.
going, who has time to listen to an album? You do.
Yeah.
39 minutes. You're driving from point A to point B. You're going to listen to this album and be thankful that you did.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
And you know what's funny too, because I'm sure you've seen over like I don't know if it shows up in your Instagram feed, maybe because I've been like super on Mariah for the last several months, but I get a lot of these different things that show up for Mariah on Instagram, and some of them are like when they edit together things where like she's had to answer back about like this is usually in the past like some people that she didn't really have much affinity for or they didn't have for her, and so she kind of was like, I think she said something at one point like who I don't know her, and I think that was Jennifer Lopez she met or whatever. Then
Right.
that was years ago, but I love how like that has gone on, but then like with Janet she was actually like excited, she's like who doesn't love Janet, and like it's so like amazing. I
Yeah.
wish they would do a duet. That would make my decade if Janet and Mariah on
They
fire.
should do that. And well, imagine, think back to when Mariah and Whitney
Yeah,
did that.
yeah,
That was like a Wonder Twins,
yeah,
coming together of
yeah.
superpowers.
Do you think like, because I know obviously vocally they're extremely different, but it'd be fun if like I don't know. Do you know what Mariah thinks of Madonna? I don't th if that's ever come up. I don't think I have ever heard of that conversation before.
I don't either.
Yeah,
I wonder. I can't imagine anything but respect for each other
I'm
just because
sure.
of who they are. And anything that would indicate otherwise, I think, has to be conjured. And I have
Yeah,
never heard anything of one chirping the other.
yeah, no,
But we
no,
know how the industry can be, where
yeah,
they like to set it up that these two particular
yeah,
women don't
yeah,
get along. They don't pit guys against each other, and they don't pit
no,
a guy and a girl against each other, but they seem to
yeah,
think that the girl fights seem to sell, which is ridiculous because it doesn't do much to build them up,
yeah.
um, and more so to take it down. And I think some women get wrapped up in it because they think that that's you know part of the game. But
Well, I think
I'll,
even like it's funny you brought that up because like there was some friction back in the day between Brandy and Monica, right? But
Mhm.
that was like orchestrated on the back end where like it was like two different camps talking or whatever, and then rumors got started, and then it became an issue because I don't think it was an issue, but it was
Right,
like all the noise in the background became the issue, and then there
yeah,
was one. And so it's really sad, I think. But you know what's funny too is I just saw it today, and by the time this show comes out, I'm not sure if there'll be more back and forth fodder, but there was some back and forth action going on between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj
really,
this week, and it's like on one end it's comical because especially those two because they're very quick with the
yeah. There's no
bars.
patience. They neither of them have
Yeah, they
patience for
because and like
much.
yeah, and they go right to socials, right? Like right to
Yeah,
cutthroat business. But on the other hand, you're like, ladies, like come on now, like we need the both of you. There's enough space for both of you,
yeah.
you know. So yeah, it's kind of, yeah, like you said, it's a shame that the artists are pitted together. But on another point with that, we've lost so many people now, like Whitney, Prince, Michael. Like I almost in a way wish we could get a collaboration between Janet, Mariah, Madonna, like just to have that era,
Yeah.
you know. And I know Mariah's younger than them, but you know, she was around in the early 90s, so
Well, yeah, and not just like kicking around in the 90's.
yeah,
She dominated as soon as she
she
entered the
did.
room. And that's the interesting thing too, is that like you said, there is enough space for everybody.
Hmm.
But we go back to the way the system works, the business or the industry or whatever the hot term is. We know that they want to make it seem like there's not.
Yeah.
But of course there is. Someone's controlling the release dates and stuff based on consumer and consumption, and they won't be able to handle two albums at the same time. What? We
Yeah.
have to wait. Why? I mean, do we have to just demonstrate that we can be patient? Okay, we
Yeah.
can, but like, why are we waiting this many months? Just flip and release it.
Yeah.
Like let's put it out there. Let's
Yeah.
enjoy it all.
Yeah.
Let's support.
Yeah. Yeah, it's and anyways, I'm so happy for her. I think it's amazing. I literally love that she is just out there. Like she's doing
Yeah.
all these things. She's being so successful. Like I don't know if I haven't had a chance to watch the full episode, but SZA got to interview her for Apple Music. Did you see
Oh,
that?
nice. I didn't see that. I
And
can't
I
wait to
just
see
saw
that
some
now.
clips, and honest to God, it was so cute to see SZA, who is ridiculously talented, has been very well rewarded in the last couple of years for her
Yeah.
efforts and for her talent, and to see her be giddy for
Yeah.
Mariah, like legit giddy, like it's super cute, you know?
And it's good for her to get to have that experience to be amongst the Mariah of it all.
Yep,
But it's
yep,
great for Mariah to get to experience that too, to
yeah.
legitimately get to own that without any filter, without anybody in the way, just to get her, what's it called? Her
Her flowers.
flowers.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
love that, you know, because of course Mariah's cool. Like she's never not been cool, but it's great to see that like the younguns
Yeah.
are like, no, she's hot. She's like on fire, and like SZA was legit like fangirling basically.
Yeah.
But
As she
and
should
it's
be.
just so cute because SZA is ridiculously talented. I love SZA.
Yep.
So it was great.
That's awesome. Well, you know what? Here for it all, worth your time. Obviously, we don't have to
Yeah.
pitch it, but we
Yeah.
love it so much that we wanted to talk about it. So, we in fact are here for it all. And what
Yeah.
we appreciate is that uh, you guys like us and follow us and give us feedback on what we're doing here on 90s Now. And we'd love for you to subscribe. So feel free to do that any old time.
Yeah, and you know what too? Actually, we'd love because we love interactions with our audience, whether you're watching us visually or you're listening to us. Please comment on our socials and let us know what you think of the Mariah Carey album, and if there's like a couple of standout tracks, or if you're like, no, this is my jam, like this is the one. Like I'd love to know, and I'm sure Sharon would as well. So do that.
And Mariah's going to make another appearance on the show today, just a little bit later, and we are going to talk about some introspective elements of J Lo and Madonna separately, but
Yeah.
we've got the news at the same time, so we'll
Yeah.
get to that after Kelly's trivia.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Hobbies, toys, and games, Sharon, or art and literature to start?
I'll start with hobbies, toys, games.
Here we are. So, oh, I love this. This is when, you know, they write all funky questions.
Yeah,
Which off-the-hook water gun was originally called the Power Drencher when it was released in 1990?
Super Soaker.
Boom, Sharon.
Boom, Sharon. Yeah, she
Nice.
did.
I didn't, that's a
Oh,
great, imagine being called the Power Drencher.
wow, it's a little too on the nose, but Super Soaker also on the nose.
Yeah. Remember when Janet was on SNL and they did the cork soaker?
Yes,
Such a great skit.
so
Um,
edgy.
it was edgy. Uh, I think Keenan was in that skit with her. There was a couple, but I think it was Keenan.
Oh, it's classic. Yeah,
It was so
there's a lot of
great.
them.
Um, so back to over to art and literature. The
Yes.
Poisonwood Bible is a best-selling novel about a missionary family, but who wrote it?
Can I have initials? And wait, before I ask for initials, have you ever heard of this book
No. But
or
it's quite the
artist?
title, The Poisonwood Bible.
Yeah, quite the title.
It sounds like a John Grisham novel.
I'm gonna say Stephen King.
At least you didn't say was the traveling pants. That's your thing every week.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants King.
So the answer is, so it's the name of the author we're looking for, Barbara Kingsolver. That's a name
Good
for
for
you.
Barbara.
That's a name, eh, to carry? Kingsolver?
King Silver.
I've never heard of a last name like that.
It's a lot of name.
It's not Smith.
Smith Silver. Nope. King Silver.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, yay me for getting one.
Yeah.
I'll milk that and make it sound like I got two.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the two of J-Lo and Madonna, however, separately. Jennifer Lopez is talking about how well, she's basically got a handle on things post-divorce
Hmm.
from Ben Affleck. And the quote was, best thing that ever happened to me, I believe,
Yeah, that sounds accurate. Yeah.
which is quite something when you think of the split of a relationship of that magnitude. And basically, what she's got is the takeaway of this needed to happen so that I could focus on myself,
Mm.
which is interesting because the perception is she does a lot of focusing on herself in a way that she's kind of all work and she does what she does for her career and she's all in.
Hmm.
So it's obviously another side of herself that she was able to give some attention to.
Did you, because I think she did an interview with CBS this morning, right? Like the CBS Sunday
Yeah.
morning.
Yep.
I only saw clips. I haven't had a chance to watch it, but like I do hope to watch it because I would love to see if I actually see an actual, because I've watched enough interviews with her now, like in the past, that it'll be interesting to see if she really does come across as different because she said this has been life changing for her.
Hmm.
So I wonder if she's actually like if it's noticeable to her fans, like in a interview setting. I don't know if it will be, and obviously it's only really of importance to her if she's changed and for the better and for herself and for her family. But it'd be
Hmm.
interesting to know if it's noticeable to us.
Um, the idea that it's the best thing that ever happened to her is based on the fact that it changed her. She said that it helped her grow in a way that she needed to grow,
Mm,
which is pretty incredible when you think of all the things that she takes care of in her professional life and her personal life too. She's obviously got kids that she's parenting, and
yeah,
you don't just take divorce lightly. Certainly, you don't take a relationship lightly that everybody's got their eyes on.
yeah,
Not that it's any of their business or anything, but like this was the second go around for that couple. So she kind of had, or they kind of had everybody rooting for them. But,
yeah,
obviously she said it was a really tough time and that, you go to work and you're doing your thing and then you have to realize that you have to go home and figure out your things, right?
yeah.
Um, they've got a lot of history, certainly. The fact that he executive produced the Kiss of the Spider Woman. So he's got,
That's
I
gonna
guess
be
they've
in
got,
theaters like next week, I think, very soon.
it's, well, I think, you know what? It's obviously for the best that they seem to be good at breaking up, meaning
Yeah, yeah,
that it's respectful and it's at least at this point it seems to be like we said somewhat introspective, which
yeah,
at any stage of your life if you can continue to grow then you're doing something right. There's no uh, end marker on life lessons. Like you don't get to a certain point in your life and go, I figured it out, and then just coast from there.
yeah,
Like the next day, there's something else to learn, and it's
yeah.
clear that she's wired to do that. So
Do you
good for
think,
her.
and I know this is literally a question where there is no like right answer, I guess, on this, and especially because we're not in the know, and of course we're not meant to be in the know, but this is just a question for you, Sharon. Like, do you think her musical thing that she did last year, like where that story she did, like that was too much for Ben and that it played a part? And I don't know, like, because
The
she was trying to be very open, I think. Remember, like, about her love story with him? And I'm sure there was fictionalized versions of it, but
Oh right, yeah, yeah, probably
remember, like,
was.
because they showed that behind the scenes of her and she was very intensely into it. And I don't
Yeah,
know if it was like, because he is a private guy, right?
yeah.
Like, apart from when he's like on screen and doing his thing, like it seems like he would just really rather hang out at Dunkin' Donuts for an hour and that's enough. Like,
Well,
as
and he's a
opposed,
busy guy too, right? Like he's not
yeah,
executive producing
yeah,
hands off, right?
yeah. But he never
Uh,
looks happy at accompanying her to events, like if I would always see that. And I think he forgot, I think in the 20 years they weren't together, I think he forgot that that's what she does. She goes to every event going and often
yeah,
hosts them.
yeah. And then maybe maybe she needs to learn how to not be so dialed in. Because I would say that she is one of those people, if it's possible to give more than 100%, because it's apparently not possible to give
Yeah.
more than that physically, but she
Yeah.
does give it. Maybe she gives too much. Maybe she just
Yeah.
has to maybe she has to reassess what her level of give is if she wants to maintain um, a better balance. Or maybe she's got to find someone that has the same or a more complementary equation to hers.
Yeah, I really, and again, I'm sure
Because
there
I'm
was a
not suggesting that she change
no, no.
for someone. I'm just saying change
Yeah.
for herself if that's what she deems right.
Yeah. And obviously, like, I'm sure there was a multitude of reasons why it didn't work out. I was sad it didn't work out because I was
Hmm.
very happy for them when I saw them. Because, like, you almost really did want to believe for them. And I think she fully did because she said, like, I think even part of that film that she did was like second chances can happen and like it can work
Yeah.
out. And so I think so many of us were just hoping for them because it is like a fairy tale because fairy tales don't happen. So if this could have actually been a fairy tale, it would have been great. But yeah, I think he is so private. She is not necessarily in certain regards, and it just I just think that probably played a part into it. And just but I am glad they've been super supportive of each other.
Hmm.
Even if it's more like a silent support. But yeah, if he helped finance this film and she was very on it, she didn't have to tell people that he did that. Like, I don't know that people would have, like, regular people would have figured that out unless you're reading the credits of the movie. You know what I mean?
It
So,
helps too, though.
yeah,
I mean, we know from a business perspective that it does help when you've got a big name like his on it.
yeah, yeah,
Not that hers isn't big enough, but
yeah,
everything helps.
yeah,
Now, elsewhere in the world of balance,
yeah.
we have Madonna.
Madonna.
Badada.
Yeah,
Badada for the hit radio crowd. Badada, everybody.
yeah,
Um, uh, what I find interesting about Madonna is that she is so subject to criticism over her whole career.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but I think that, like, for more introspection, if we were to go to Madonna, because you can't be so effectively extroverted without knowing how to take a good look on the inside. And I think that she's been effectively doing that forever. I mean, not that Kabbalah wasn't a thing before she started studying it, but it certainly gained quite a bit of popularity once she made it clear that she was. So, what she's done is her very first podcast interview, which, man, like, she could have come here,
she didn't
but
see
she
the
didn't.
communique, Sharon.
She missed the fax we sent when this
Yes,
podcast started. So long ago we faxed it.
yeah,
But she did chat with Jay Shetty on his podcast, which is called On Purpose.
yeah,
That's a good title.
yeah,
And speaking of purpose, she says, quote, "My soul's purpose is to reveal the light in the world through whatever I do." So that's ownership of every single step that you've taken in your life, right? So I like that she talked how it really basically started. She realized her purpose after she became a mother for the first time.
yeah,
And that you need to be spiritual to be successful was another strong statement within this podcast chat. She said, "Success is having a spiritual life, period. I wouldn't be here if I didn't have one." And that
yeah,
it's helpful to remember that at any given time, in any moment, it could be gone. So don't take it for granted. Have humility,
yeah,
which is, I think, important for people to hear someone of her level of success, whether it's career or personal. I think, those blend and separate and come together and coexist. Have humility. How, like, these are the lessons you learn in elementary school. Be
yeah,
kind, be considerate, respect others, don't take anything for granted. I think it's very important that she's done this podcast chat with Jay Shetty, who's super chill,
hmm,
and saying what she said. I mean, simply speaking the truth is quite something. It goes a long way when you consider what her reach is, not just in numbers of fans and stuff like that, but the fact that she's been around for so long that she stands as an example of how to do it,
yeah.
how to rise and fall and rise again.
Yeah, no, she's a force, that's for sure. And I don't know, I haven't watched the interview yet, but I saw some clips and I saw a clip about talking about her brother Christopher who passed away last year.
Hmm.
and very poignant. And when I did the interview a few months back with Nikki and Donna and Tracy, they were all friends with Christopher, and so it
Hmm.
was interesting to hear their perspective on him. And now, like, seeing Madonna actually talk about him and like the influence, because like Nikki, Donna, and Tracy were very vocal about how influential Christopher was on Madonna and her career, like back in the late '80s, early '90s, and probably throughout the '80s as well, prior to that. But yeah, I'm glad they were able to, I'm sure, come to some sort of understanding before he passed. And she obviously did help him with medical care.
Oh yeah,
So that was good that she stepped up to the plate. Because I don't remember, but didn't he do like an interview or a tell-all book or something that like,
I think so.
I think
Yeah,
that's why they weren't close.
he crossed the line.
He did cross the line. And I'm sure that was like a huge, again, I don't know what was in the book. I didn't read the book. But if they were like this, which they seem to have been, that's what I also seem to gather from the ladies. Like, for him to do that, it must have been such a huge slap in the face because Madonna probably thought her brother was her safe place.
Yeah. Oh,
You
for
know,
sure.
like, because yeah, the girls seemed to intone that, like, it was a very tight-knit family. He was very caring, he was very talented. I think they were pretty, I mean, you can go back and watch the interview. It's up on our YouTube channel, but they seem to say like just how much he really had influence over that girly show, the '93 concert tour. So I think he was a creative director for that. So
That was a fun tour.
yeah.
I wasn't on it, but I saw it. That
Imagine
was a
if
fun.
you just
That was
popped
a fun
out.
tour. Oh yeah. By the way, I was there. I love another quote from her is that radical acceptance is just accepting that what is happening to you is meant to happen to you and that you're going to be okay.
Yep.
That stretches to any level. It could happen to me or you or her or it's anybody. It's just sort of being there.
This is a first time like this year I've heard Radical Optimism. That's Dua Lipa's album.
Yeah.
And now Radical Acceptance. That's good.
Yep.
No,
And it's funny, it's not that radical after all. It
no,
it really gets pared down to being something conceptually simple or
yeah,
simplified anyways.
yeah.
Kelly, we have covered a lot today.
You time for your '90s rewind? Did you
Are
tell
you
us what
ready
year
for
it
it?
was going to be? Did
I
we?
believe I did, but I can say it again. 1994.
Great. Graduated high school.
Did you?
Yeah.
What was your oh no, when you graduated from college, what was your
98%.
I thought it used to be 97. Has it increased over time?
Imagine
Soon it's going to be
inflation.
100. I
Yeah.
graduated with 100%.
Yeah.
Well, 1994, as you will remember when I tell you something as bossy as I'll make love to you from Boys to Men was on the top of the charts. Is that what you're going to do? Thanks, fellas. We talked about Mariah Carey's new album, Here for It All, and talked about the cover of Paul McCartney's My Love on it, which spectacular, and talked about her other cover with Luther Vandross, It's Endless Love, which we were enjoying right around this time in 1994. Hey, speaking of cover songs, how about John Mellencamp along with Michelle Indignocello? Take a minute to appreciate that.
Yeah.
Wild Night. They took on Van Morrison's Wild Night and talk about groovy. She knows her way around a bass guitar, that's for sure.
Mm.
Sheryl Crow, All I Want to Do is listen to that album over and over again. Tuesday Night Music Club. The one thing we know for sure, I think, about human behavior is that when you tell someone not to do something, that's all they want to do. Just like, don't tell Sheryl Crow not to have some fun because that's all she wants to do. Or when Ace of Base insists, don't turn around. You've got to, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're right
Yeah.
there. So yeah, Ace of Base, don't turn around. And from the back to the middle and around again. Yeah, I knew you'd get it. 100% Pure Love. Crystal Waters. We'll talk about
Yeah.
Crystal in a second, where you can see her live
Yeah.
in a number of different places. Just
Mhm.
we are full service on this show.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sad but true. We have crossed over the 3-year mark since Coolio left us. And his first big hit that put him on the musical map that samples the Lakeside classic of the same name from 1981, early on in that year. Fantastic Voyage was bumping through our speakers at around this time in 1994. And
Yeah.
that is your 90s rewind.
Good job,
Now,
Sharon.
for Crystal Waters
Yes.
and for, some other small name like Haddaway, hardly small, gigantic. Where are we going to see them, Kel?
Well, first of all, you and I are going to an event probably a week actually from the time that this show releases. So we're going to be October 10th. You and I will be in downtown Montreal at M. Telus, which is a venue here in Montreal, very nice venue. So Crystal Waters, Haddaway, Real McCoy, La Bouche, and Ultra Naté are all performing like a 90s
Fun.
night. And you and I are going to get to be there. We're going to get to hang out with the peeps. And I actually got to satisfy 18-year-old Kelly a few days ago by interviewing Haddaway and
Woo!
also La Bouche. And so
Wow.
Lane McCray is the vocalist from La Bouche. Sadly, and you probably knew this, Sharon. Melanie Thornton, who was the female vocalist for that group, tragically passed away in a plane crash back in 2001. And Lane gives us like such a great, like just thoughtful recollection of what that was like for him because he and Melanie were super tight. They were
Of course.
never romantically involved, but they just had such a great partnership. And then for him to lose her in that way, obviously very hard.
Yeah.
So
Drastic.
you can check out that interview. That's coming up. Like by the time this show drops, it'll be like a day or so later. So keep visiting the channel. And then by the time you get this show, the Haddaway interview will be up. And he was amazing. He was so thoughtful and he loves his fans. My goodness. Like he loves traveling all over the world and performing What is Love. So it's great.
That's
So
awesome.
I look forward to us getting to hang out. So please check out the channel. Please check out the interview. And then for our American friends that are listening, you actually have a chance to go and see this amazing lineup that I've just told you about, and even others like CeCe Peniston and all that, because the same show that's coming to Montreal is actually on a tour going to many venues and locations around the States. And it's called Dance Now America. So if you Google that, I'm sure the website will pop up and you'll be able to find out what the tour date is for your city. And it's going to be amazing. Like, who doesn't want to dance to 90s dance tunes? Like, and have
Dance now, America.
Dance Now America.
Now.
Yeah, right now. So,
Now.
and we'll this will be our first time, Sharon, that you and I get to have a picture together with Crystal Waters. So,
I look forward to meeting you.
yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Crystal.
Yeah. I'm
She's been
excited.
a consistent thread in this show since we started, so that'll be
Yeah.
nice.
She's so talented. I'm so proud of her. And I'm really excited too. And that's the other thing is like Haddaway and La Bouche, like Lane, they literally love meeting their fans. So if you go to a date in the States somewhere, Dance Now America, they really love meeting you. So go up and say hi and tell them that you love them and they'll love you right back.
And all you have to do is dance now, America.
Yeah, exactly.
Come
Don't eat
on.
a heavy meal before
No.
you go dance now.
Carb load. You'll be dancing now, America.
It was funny because I made a joke on my show when I was talking about this because for us, Thanksgiving is that weekend for us here in Canada. And so
Yep.
I said, if you dance enough on the Friday night, you'll have lots of room for turkey on Sunday. So,
Woo! Cool. Well, everybody, thank you again for following along, for commenting, for subscribing, for liking, all the positive things. We appreciate your feedback, especially the good stuff.
mhm.
And thank you for listening to 90s Now, still happening.